All right. Just going to do a little late night shipping so I don't have to deal with it in the morning. Got stuff I want to do tomorrow. So I'm going to do this shipping tonight. Next thing up is some VHS, the Berenstain Bears video. Let's see if I can find that. It is right there. Sorry about the lighting, but I need my overhead lights on while I work. This thing sold for $5 plus shipping. Buyers all in $9. I don't know if this will fit in a bubble. Later, we're going to give it a shot. Oh yeah, like a boss. That'll work. But it matters for media mail, but 7 ounces. I don't know why I always type in the weights for less than 1 pound media mail. It never changes the price. They don't have like a 4 ounce or an 8 ounce or a 12 ounce rate. It's up to a pound. It's $3.49 across the board after my selling resellers, eBay discount. Give it to me. Love this Rollo printer. I have saved so much money on printer ink. It's not even funny. Not to mention tape, printing paper. And if you don't know who he is, you need to look up NC Picker. Go look through his videos. Somewhere in the last few months, he did a video on how to get free shipping labels, the 6x4 shipping labels for thermal printers from the UPS. You have to go in and create an account, but you can get a good year's supply or more of shipping labels for free. All right, let's see what's next. Next up, we have a big monster socket. 1.75" 556. It is right there. I do believe the cheapest way to send this is going to be priority. Oh, absolutely priority. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you need to go. This is another one of my cut down end pieces off of a golf club shipping box. And the reason I am boxing this up to go in padded flatbread mail envelope is because the socket right by itself would probably damage the padded flat rate mail envelope. So just a little extra protection. Weight doesn't matter because it's a flat rate. The fattest chick. And that's how you do that. No, it's 2 pounds. I'm not even going to weigh it. If it fits, it ships. All right. Gotta love those temporary rate increases on shipping. They never seem to go back down to the original rates or anywhere close. All right, Mr. George, here comes your socket. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Matt. I just decided to go live because I had a bunch of shipping to do, and Jake decided he wanted to finish just as I come out here to this cold shop. So I figured I'd entertain myself and hope some of you guys would stop in. Oh, Kristen, I was connected to that world, but I never believed in that world. Everybody that you saw online and in them shows, they were not surviving. They were camping. I mean, everything they did and said were survival skills. I was like, that's just how I did it growing up. You know, I grew up in the woods and the mountains and the deserts. But yeah, so back in the day on listen at me, Facebook, I had a pretty big presence because I got in early and I started in on groups when they first started. So I got my foot in the door early. And one of the groups I created was Bushcraft and Woodlore group, which was aimed at the same audience as all the survival people when that world was just blowing up and being huge. But literally, I don't believe in survival. Survival is what happens when you just don't die in a bad situation. If you go to the woods or the wilderness prepared, you don't end up in survival situations. But anyway, being that I had one of the first groups for doing it when these shows, other than the original couple that came out, all these shows are coming up, popping up left and right. They would contact me. These production companies would contact me and others just like me online. And yeah, I got invited for Alone, and they wouldn't tell us anything about the show. They'd tell us little snippets. What they didn't understand is that everybody in that world, we all talk to one another. We all know one another. And so one of their people would tell one of us something. One of the other people of theirs would tell some other guy something. We'd get together and talk. And when it finally came about that Alone was going to be a game show, see, they came to us and pitched it as, you can go live in the woods for up to a year. We'll supply the cameras. You do any content you want. We were all for it. But as they leaked a little more information along the way, the instant we found out it was going to be a game show, most of us that actually know what we're doing in the woods turned them down flat. Same thing with Naked and Afraid. That's just very few real woodsmen will go on that show. And that Doomsday Prepper show, that show was horrible. They took really good members of the community and through creative editing paired them up with just the worst god-awful idiots they could find or make up and make them look like they were the same. So yeah, no, that in fact, I had a friend that let the promise of fame and fortune get into his head, and he went on that show and it literally destroyed his small business that dealt with the outdoors world. Hey Fireball, I also had a chance to be on a mining show too, really. One of them was Prospectors, which was a reality show about gemstone miners in Colorado. Kristen, you probably know him. Little Miss Q, how are you, baby? But that Prospector show out of Mount Antero, Colorado, where they're digging the aquamarine, I was as connected as I was in the survival and outdoors world back in those days, I was 1,000 times more connected in the rock, gem, and mineral world. And they contacted me. And in fact, everybody on that show, I know everybody on that show. Some of them I never really associated with. One in particular I never associated with. Actually, two. But yeah, they contacted me one year looking for some place to film during the winter because all the mines in Colorado in the wintertime were socked in with snow. So they called me. And I'm like, man, all of our gemstone mines are above 5,000 feet, and we get snowed out every year too. We're all out of the mines by mid-November. And from that day to this day, we haven't had a heavy snowfall in the winter, except for one. That was a totally different production company. Previously, they had owned a production company for one of the shows that was happening, the reality shows happening up in Alaska. They sold out to the Brits or the Australians. I don't remember which one. And then they contacted us and wanted to do a show about mining. So they came out in the middle of the damn winter. We go up to the top of the mountain to our opal mine. We had no business being up there. We nearly ended up in a survival situation just to go shoot some video. We get up there and all they wanted to shoot was us walking around toting guns and talking crap about shooting claim jumpers. And we're like, nope, don't want no part of that. We'll get you off the mountain and we're done. Anyway, let me get back to doing some of this shipping. I'm not doing any frankenboxing like Jake was, but hi, Angie. I just spur of the moment wanted to come on. I was going to come out here and do some shipping anyway and watch Jake while I do it. Jake decides to shut down just as I get out here. So I figured I would go live and see if anybody would show up. Looks like they did. Let's see what our next item to ship is. Chronicles of Narnia 1, 2, and 3, the BBC series VHS. Oh boy, there's 6 of them. I say oh boy because I've got to go find these things. All right, be right back, y'all. Well, most likely be in this tub. Oh. Let's see. VeggieTales. Assorted kids shows. Lethal Weapon. Assorted kids shows. VeggieTales, Bionicle, Sesame Street, Power Rangers. Assorted kids shows. Game show parodies. Correct. It is not in that one. Oh, boy. This one? Fantastic. Not that one. Instead of where's Waldo, where's the VHS? Ah, there he is. He is on the shelf. Thank goodness. That shelf is getting a little crowded. Am I echoing? Eight by 8. Do I have an 8 by 8 cutoff? Yes, I do. This is not exactly Frankenboxing, but if you save cutoffs from longer boxes, if you use one as a template to draw the tabs back on the one you're working with, it makes folding the box up easier. Camera is probably too far away, but I'll bring it in and show you guys in just a second. Folds come down there. Actually, using one of my dry erase markers, I'm gonna get a Sharpie for this. Put that one up. I'll show you guys this. So all I did was draw the outline of the tabs so it will match. So I'll just go cut on the line. There we go, guys. Custom box. And the tabs make the corners easier for folding. I say that and then it gives me trouble. Kind of cap I got with. And that looks terrible. Why does that look horrible? Oh well, it is what it is. It'll get these things where they got to go. And I pick on Jake about his shipping. Sorry, guys. Thought I heard my puppy out there. 3 pounds exactly. I keep multiples of these all around the shop because every time I need one, I can never find one. Yeah, that's just an old broomstick and a piece of nylon webbing. I threw the webbing up into the rafters, just tied it to either end. I've got a dog chain clip on one end of it, so I can unhook it and change out the rolls, which I need to do pretty quick. I've got my new American Bubble Boy shipment sitting right here. And this is actually an old 2+ car garage. So 8 by 8 by 6 and 3 pounds. All right. Wish Pirate Ship would get media shipping. It's cheap. $4.83 for 3 pounds. Let's see what's up next. Next is just going to be a shirt. I'd show it to you guys, but it's already packaged up. Well, folded up and put in a choke bag. Is there? I'll have to check that out. More and more, I get the biggest reason I use Pirate Ship is for UPS shipping, because with eBay, you don't get charged for it immediately. And towards the end of every month, all of a sudden you get these big charges, and it kind of lets the air out of your balloon, so to speak. So, Pirate Ship does the same thing, but they do it at the end of every day. They don't wait 2 or 3 weeks. All right. 002. Get this over here in the light. One, three, 4. Where is 2? There it is. I'll show you guys something. I love going to the bins. In fact, that's why I'm doing my shipping tonight instead of tomorrow morning. Mondays, I don't have to work in the watch shop, and I like to go to the bins on Mondays. And I like to get there early before the big crowd gets in. But one of the things I love finding at the bins is supplies. A couple of weeks ago, I found this roll of Brothers blank labels. I've been using them in my SKU system to help me find stuff faster. But I do love finding supplies at the bins. We have thank you sticker over the top of my SKU sticker. Ten ounces. I'm kicking some shoes around on the floor that I cleaned today. This morning was the first time we had sunshine. By the time I had these shoes cleaned, the rain had set back in. So I got them sitting on the floor in front of a little heater to dry. 10 by 8 by 1. $5.38. I probably only charge $4.99 shipping. That's holiday temporary shipping price increase. It's all right. I got the shirt at the bin and got paid 20 plus ship for it. So got what, $1 into the thing? All right, Jim, your shirt's on its way to you, buddy. Let's see what's next. Pair of shoes, LeBrons. They're youth size, I think. No, they're just small size, 7.5. Hey, Paul, how are you? Paul, we've been in a 4-year drought, and it seems like we're catching up all this past week. LeBrons. Let's find these LeBrons. Metcons. I believe that is them. That looks like a flaw. It's just a little cool. Paul, you better get to where you like rain, because where you're going, it rains every day at 2 o'clock. I think I'm going to bag these shoes. When I sell nicer shoes, I like to send them at least semi-professional looking. How didn't I see all these threads when I... Bubble wrap in the bottom. First one. See where we're at on the weight. Still under 2 pounds. A little bit more bubble wrap on top. Alrighty. Oh, these are only going to Utah, so I actually make $1 on the shipping this time. It's one of the things I've been wanting to talk about in a video or on a live is the shipping cost of shoes. A lot of you guys that are located east of the Rocky Mountains or more centralized in the United States, you can ship shoes priority mail for one single flat rate price that works and is cheap. And even the guys on the East Coast can do the same thing. But the vast majority of used shoe buyers on eBay, they all live somewhere on the Eastern Seaboard. So a lot more of their customers are in the same zone as them, so they can get away with that. But when you live on the West Coast and the vast majority of your shoe buyers are on the East Coast, it makes it hard to do that $9.99 shipping. So I do $12.99 shipping for 2-pound shoes. When they hit 3 pounds, I do parcel select and I charge $14.99. All right, let's see what's next. Yeah, it always seems that way, doesn't it? They need to fix the dadgum calculated shipping rates. If you put calculated shipping on everything, most of your stuff is not going to sell because the price of shipping is too high. And it's too high. I don't know why eBay's doing that. If they would if they would fix that calculator to where it gave people a more realistic shipping price, that would be awesome. I'd stop doing a flat shipping fee. Okay, next we have a golf club, 1-iron. Here's a little bolo for you guys. When it comes to golf clubs, one irons. They don't even have to be name brand for a 1-iron to sell because they're kind of rare. So anytime you find a 1-iron, look it up. I'm going to do the same trick for this one. We're going to use an old cutoff as a template. It is a perfectly sized box for this golf club. Another one of my favorite shipping supplies that I get from the bins. Rubber bands. Every bins in the world has thousands and thousands of these. Put 20, 30, 40 of them on your wrist as you're digging through them. You find something that's got a cord and you don't want it all blown up in your cart, bundle it all up, take one of your rubber bands, tie it up, keeps your cart neat, and I will show you how I use them for shipping. golf club would take 2 sheets. Double it over. Wrap it around the head. Grab 2 more sheets. Double it over one way and the other way. Oh. That little trick for cutting the box down works great when you don't knock the bubble wrap off. First time ever, and it had to be live on a camera. All right, try this again. Perfect. 4x4x48. If you use the nominal measurements on your box to ship UPS, especially golf clubs, this box may be 4 inches by 4 inches, but it is not 48 inches long when you put it together. It is actually closer to 49. And that extra inch will double your shipping cost. 2 pounds. 43 inches exactly. We're going to do that one on pirate ship. $43. 4 pounds. Get rates. Buy label. Now we're going to hit print 3 times to get this thing to print. Print label. Window pops up. Print. Another window pops up. Print. Finally. There we go. Low top Converse, women's 6.5. I can look. Nope, don't have any. Got a pair of Vans, but they're 5.5s. Let's see what's next on the list. Hey, Mama with a camera, how are you? All right, refresh that. Pair of jeans. Wrangler 34-36. Now, not all Wranglers are worth picking up, but these are called Q Baby. Hope you, let me get back on that stream. See if you can see this. Yeah, Q babies. So if you find Q baby Wranglers, they're worth picking up. $29 plus shipping. One. Where I get too much bigger of a mess, I need some of this mess up. Ever get one of these things stuck to your fingers and it won't turn loose? All right, Brianna, your jeans are headed your way. What is next? Watch parts. 12 mainsprings for 6 Alt, Illinois. 4737. One ounce. These watch parts came out of an estate that I bought out. I have tens of thousands of watch parts to list and sort. Some of them I keep for my watch repair business. But I have paid for this estate several times over already. And more watch parts. Number MS8. was talking about those blank labels that I found at the bins the other day. If you don't have blank labels, just get some blue painter's tape and put your little SKU number right on it. One ounce. Send out this offer right fast. Oh, pair of Ed Hardy jeans. I've got them listed for $100.50. I'm going to send out a 10% off offer and turn on the counter offers. I'd like to get those dadgum things sold. They're silly. All right. That is it, folks. That's all the shipping I got to do tonight. That was 10 items. I think I sent 10 or 12 out yesterday. So 20 something for the weekend. Not terrible. Well, good night, little Miss Q. And you'll have to hit me up and tell me more about your shop. You should you should make shorts about that on Instagram. Love to watch it go up. Sal, thank you for coming by, brother. Sorry I didn't get to talk to you much. I was busy. Has it already been 49 minutes? Been on almost an hour. Tell you guys what. That'll work too. Lori, I just shipped 10 tonight, but I shipped out 10 or 12 yesterday. I ship on Saturdays. It just cuts down on the workload. I'm not one of those that likes to save it just because I can. Those corny package pictures look great, but I'm not. I just can't force myself to wait till Monday to do all of the work at one time. Let's see. Yeah, I'd turn these lights off, but I have to get the ladder out, and I didn't really set up for this live. Is Kristen still here, or did she call it a night? Yeah, I ship every day except Sunday. Let's see, I think I can. Yeah, I can reach this way. That takes a little bit of the glare out. This other one up here is, yeah, I have to get a ladder out. No, wait a minute. I got a stool right there. Wasn't kidding about having a bubble boy order sitting right there. Gotta refill my roller. Huh. One more. Oh boy. That should get rid of some of the glare on the screen. That's kind of bright. How's that? Oh, hey. What color did I have that thing on? Ooh. All right. Just turn. Yeah, if I don't have many orders, or if I'm not planning on going to the bins, I will wait till Monday morning. But I am going to the bins tomorrow. I am almost completely out of anything to list. I mean, I've got like sockets, bags full of sockets I could set and list those, but I've still got sockets that I listed a year and a half ago that haven't sold yet. Got to go out and find some inventory quicker. I didn't even realize I could track it or what it meant, but I have a sell-through rate that is pretty high. I currently have, let's see, active listings. I currently have 607 active listings. And in the last 90 days, I have sold, let's see, I have sold 560. So that's a pretty good sell through rate. It's not really a rate, it's a ratio. 560 sold to 607 listed. I have 607 active listings and 500 and some odd. How many was it? Yeah, 560 sold in the last 90 days. It would be better than that, but I still have just stupid stuff that I bought 2.5, 3 years ago listed that's probably never going to sell. I say that, but in the last couple of weeks, I've been running a 35 or 30% off sale on anything that's over a year old. And some of that stuff has been selling. It's not making any money, but it's getting it out of my inventory, moving a little bit of money. I try not to pick up anything that has a less than 50% sell through rate. And I like to make at least 5 times my money. I think the sell through rate goes down by what you're selling. For instance, a lot of strictly clothing sellers, they don't have as high a sell through rate, but people like Marcus over at Dixon's Pickens, he moves a lot of quantity, he buys a lot of quantity, but he doesn't invest a lot of money in that quantity. So he can afford, or not just him, but all clothing sellers can afford to hold a larger inventory when they don't have a whole lot of money tied up in it. But If you want, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Man's making a damn good living doing this. But I don't like my money to just sit. I like it to move. So I buy clothing, more of it lately, but I like buying items that sell fast and have a good return on my investment. A lot of people don't understand this. I hear people say this all the time. Well, I'm going to get a good double up on this. Doubling up more often than not is actually losing money. And that's for real. Um, it's a game of percentages. If you go to your performance tab on your uh, dashboard for eBay, you will see a pie chart there, or circle chart, or whatever they call it. But right now, mine is right around 30%. And that doesn't include my shipping cost over at Pirate Ship. And it doesn't include shipping supplies. So by the time you take that 30% out, plus all your other shipping supplies and everything, and then you pay taxes on the profit that's left over, you can easily lose anywhere from 45 to 55% of the gross. So if you lose 55% of the gross and you just did a double up, you just lost 5%. I know that math's not 100% correct, but the fact is you still lost. So if you're doubling up, you better be careful. It better be super fast, and it better be a bigger, more profitable double up. $100 items that you can get for $50 and you can sell it the same day, that's one thing. But for run of the mill general reselling stuff, it's not a good business model at all. Hell, even tripling up, you're barely making anything. You don't actually, you hear people talking about, our businesses talking about they run on a 20% profit margin. In order to make 20% profit free and clear after everything is covered, all overhead, including fees and taxes and materials, all of it, you got to get 5 times the money. At 5 times your money, you're only making free and clear 20% on average. I'm not running on StreamYard right now. I can't even see how many people are here. Probably just lost half of you by my rant. Let's see here. All right, I didn't realize I had not given you a wrench yet. There you go. Paul, are you still here? Matt? Uh, LMS Creek, I still have a watch repair business. So I'm actually working 2 jobs. I have a mortgage to pay for. I've got 2 car notes to take care of. This is not a hobby for me. I have to make good profit. So, if this is a side gig for you, doubling up, tripling up, that's great. You make a little extra money, but I have to pay my bills with this. So I have to do what works and what counts. There's been a lot of categories that I used to sell in that I don't mess with it anymore. Well, one of those things is snow globes. They're fun. It's really fun to refurbish them. But I'm already in the refurb business with old watches, and where with a Rolex, I'll make $500 to $600 for 2 hours worth of work. The same 2 hours worth of work on a snow globe, and I sell the thing for $15 plus shipping. It starts losing out too fast. That's time that I could spend on more profitable things. Wow, this camera sucks. How's the quality of the video that you guys are seeing? Because on my laptop, it looks grainy and fuzzy. Yeah, I can imagine, little Miss Q. I've got my grown daughter living at home now. She she's got a pretty good job. Now, if I could just talk her into saving some of her money. Yeah, it's I hustle every day. I get up in the morning. First thing I do is grab coffee, sit to the computer, and start planning out what I got to do that day. I list half my drafts while I'm drinking my coffee. I see if there's anything I need to go package up. And by the time I get done drinking coffee, it's go time. And I keep going until I'm too tired to keep my eyes open every night. Hopefully, one of these days, if I keep working like that, I can take a day or two off. They don't know it yet, but I am retiring from the watch repair shop by October the 1st next year. Not going to retire from watchmaking. I'm just going to move my shop here to the house. I've already got a bench set up just to my left. And all those parts I was talking about, tens of thousands of parts, I'm going to have all of that sorted and organized so I can lay my hands on any part I need at any given moment. And I'm just going to they can bring me the high end watches like the Rolexes, and I'll do those here at the house. All that other junk, they can just keep it. I'm not messing with it anymore. Matt, I've known chefs before in the past that were seasonal. Uh, I used to run into a guy all the time on the airplane. He worked in Telluride, but he did in the wintertime. He worked at a ski lodge or something up there. Do you do something like that? You do seasonal chef work? For me, the watchmaking for the last 22 years was my main gig. Uh, I had a lot of side gigs, including eBay, and made good money watchmaking. But a couple of years ago, when the shutdown started, we cut our hours way, way back. So I work 4 days a week, about 5 hours per day, and it's right in the middle of my day. It's from 10 to 3, but I normally don't get there till sometime between 10 and 11. I'm a subcontractor, so I don't have to punch a clock. But after the shutdowns were lifted, we never put our hours back to full hours of 9 to 5. So I'm not getting the hours in that I need. And while I am there, being the only trained watchmaker of my kind in the area, I get interrupted every 5 minutes. And a job that normally takes me 2 hours now takes me sometimes 2 to 3 days. And I'm not even kidding about that. Is I should be able to do 3 to 5 Rolexes a day. And I'm lucky if I can do one a day and get another one ready for the next day. So that I actually make way more money on eBay than I do working on Rolex watches. Which is ridiculous. Matt, do you stockpile stuff for the winter? I actually consider my eBay business to be my full time job and my watch repair business to be my part time job because I spend a lot more hours working an eBay job than I do working on watches. I save seasonal stuff throughout the year. Right now, I've got a tub over there full of baseball mitts. I've started just stockpiling golf clubs recently because in the fall the golf picks back up, but as soon as the weather starts getting cold, wet, and windy, it just falls off. So I save them for spring, and then through spring and summer, I stockpile winter clothing. Yeah, I can understand that, Matt. Been there. Yeah, Matt. Getting a house is a major milestone in your life. And a bit of advice: once you get it, start yourself a little fund somewhere because something sooner or later is going to break down, and nothing on a house is cheap to fix. Even if you can do it yourself, you still got to go buy the materials. So get you $4 or $5 thousand. I know that's a lot, but find a way to put $4 or $5 thousand aside and forget you have it because you're going to need it. Seriously, man, a water heater just to replace a water heater. I just had a fence built 2 weeks ago. And in order to get it down to where I could actually afford it, I had to take the old fence line out, which took about 15 trips to the dump, hauling off brush and wire and old posts and crap. And to have 70 foot of fence built with one gate in it cost $5,000. $5,000 for 70 foot of fence, cyclone fence, too. It's the cheapest fence there is. Is that why you went and got yourself a shop, Q? There you go. That'll work. Doesn't take much. It just needs to be dry. Yeah, man. I'm serious, man. Anything you have that needs to be done to a home or a piece of property, it's not cheap. None of it. I mean, hell, you can't even get your grass cut for less than a couple $100 a week anymore. Hell, I tried to pay a kid $50 a week to come mow my grass with my mower and my gas. Wouldn't do it. Mom and daddy gives him plenty of money. Yeah, I can understand that. I actually kind of want to go get me a small warehouse so I can ramp my business up when I retire from the watchmaking and get my home shop back to being just a home shop where I tinker. And then instead of working two jobs, just work the one job and actually get up in the morning and go there, do the job, and come home. Other than going out sourcing. What I really like to do is find a source like Tommy Bernard or some of these other guys who are niched down and they can buy their inventory cheap and get all of it they want. So I don't have to go outsourcing too much. Oh, hell, I'm lying. I'm addicted to finding weird crap for pennies that I can sell for dollars. That's my favorite thing to find is the weird stuff. An old piece of a machinery or tool or something that I've never seen or heard of, or some little electronic gizmo or something and don't even know what it is, but I find a number on it, look it up, and I can buy it for next to nothing and get online and sell it for $100 or more. Well, guys, I have been on here for well over an hour. I've got my shipping done. I've got to get up early in the morning. So I think I am going to call it a night. That's something I've got to do. I've made me up a list and I put it on. I got to go by my storage facility and get my big propane heater for this shop because it gets chilly out here. Big concrete slab floor of a garage and it's not insulated. Stupid light. So anyway, guys, appreciate everybody who showed up tonight. Little Miss Q, go get you some sleep. You need it. So I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate you guys being here. And we'll see you. Hey, Wednesday night, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'll see you guys then. Everybody have a good one and make lots of sales. Good night, Matt. I think you and Little Miss Q are the only ones here. So thank you guys. Good night.